At this time, we're going to call the meeting to order. If you have any cell phones or audible devices, please turn those off at this time. First item of business is to review the minutes from December the 14th. Any additions or deletions to the minutes from December the 14th?
Motion to approve.
Second.
You got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Let it be noted that the minutes are approved as printed. Next item of business is the TPA group, Rob Hossack representing.
Mr. Chairman, we have to elect officers before we get into the
Okay,
other stuff.
one moment, sir. All right, at this time, we will elect officers.
I make a motion that we keep our president in office. Presidency?
Chairman, you mean?
I'm sorry. President Chairman Lamar Clark.
All right.
I make a second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Any other business?
Still got,
You have to.
Vice Chairman. Vice Chairman.
Vice Chair.
Okay. I make a motion that Dave Roberts continue as the vice chair.
I'll
Yeah,
second that
thank you.
motion.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right. We're ready.
All right, you need to turn this on.
If you would, sir, please sign in with your name and address on the, right there beside you.
Okay, Tom.
We'll allow you 15 minutes to state your case. After that time, if there's any questions from the board, we will go from there.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, my name is Rob Hossack. I'm with Taylor English Decisions. I'm here tonight, excuse me, representing the TPA group for three variances that they are requesting. The first is for Lot 138 at 282 Stone Ridge Circle, and this is a request to waive the front setback from 6 feet to 3.4 feet, as well as the side setback from the same distance, 6 feet to 3.4 feet. Did want to mention to the Zoning Board of Appeals, I think that this was a little unique in speaking with my client. I think there was a little confusion caused by the fact that it's next to the dumpster area, and because I asked, we're going to need to make sure we inform them of how this happened or what the hardship was, and they were forthright and explained that it was kind of close to that common area, and they felt like somebody probably mislooked at a pin or misread where a pin was when they pulled the tape. I think the other thing that they provided to me, Mr. Chairman, was the fact that, excuse me, it also had a porch and a deck. But that would complete my presentation for Lot 138, sir, and would be happy to follow up with any other questions from the Zoning Board of Appeals, sir.
All right. On the 138, this building is already complete, correct?
That's correct, sir.
And you stated that the front porch and the back porch is what puts it over the line?
The side porch, yes, sir, and the front porch, that's correct, sir.
All right. You can go ahead with the next one.
Okay. Our next request, sir, is Lot 66 at 119 Stone Ridge Circle. This is a request to waive the side setback from 6 feet to 5.8 feet. This was one, in speaking with my client, that I think they had mentioned that they felt like it was really almost industry accepted construction tolerance, in that they had pulled the tape, thought they had the batter boards correct when they poured the foundation, and then when the surveyor got out there with some of the fancy equipment, and did the Alta as-built survey, they found that they were off by about 0.2 feet, which, to be honest with you, sir, I'd probably have a hard time, when I was out setting form boards, I'd probably have a hard time being able to distinguish what 0.2 feet would look like, particularly when you're pulling from pins and pulling from the street.
Well, the difference between 6 feet and 5.2 is negligible, but 5 feet, 6 feet to 3.2 is not. What structure is it butting up against?
The lot 138,
Yes.
Member Roberts, 138 is actually adjacent to, it's kind of at the end of Stone Ridge Circle there, and it's adjacent to the dumpster area, which is common area, shown as common area on the final plat. And I think that was more confusion, I think, than it was missing, by 0.2 feet.
So the person that's buying that particular piece of property is going to realize that they're right up against the dumpster, not against another house.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And did I understand correctly that the lot 138 is already built, it's an existing structure?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Actually, Member Owens, all three of these are existing
Oh, okay.
structures that have
Okay.
been completed. I believe, and I would defer to Mr. Robinson. Actually, I believe they've received certificates of occupancy as well, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, our last request is for Lot 72, which is 145 Stone Ridge Circle. This is an identical request to Lot 66, in that there was 0.2 feet, a 0.2 foot encroachment. So we are requesting the side setback be waived from 6 feet to 5.8 feet.
So that the two, you have 3 requests in, 2 are like half a foot.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If that, yes, sir, that's correct, Mr. Roberts.
About 2
8 tenths. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions?
We got, lot 72, lot 66, and lot 138. Is that what we're?
That's correct, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Hart.
I thought you had something else. Okay.
Who was the actual builder of these?
It was a TPA group, a subsidiary, an LLC that they formed, but ultimately, it was the TPA group that finished this particular section. Initially, I think the zoning was done quite some time ago by a fellow named Steve Simpson, and then it got caught up in the recession. Post-recession, it came out, it was purchased by the TPA group, and their LLC now is completing the construction. Chairman Clark.
Now, of course, this board cannot make an approval. This is a recommendation
To our-
to the city of Hiram for approval.
Yes, sir. Mr. Robinson and Mr. McGrady explained that to me as well. But thank you for clarifying, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir. I'll make a motion to recommend approval on all 3 applications.
I'll second the motion.
Got a motion and a second.
Mr. Chairman, we probably need to vote on them separately.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I appreciate it.
Hold us accountable.
What you're thinking.
Well, let's make a motion to recommend approval on application 1.
Let's hold that one moment. I do have one question for you, Chris. Who is liable for this?
Now, I'm just gonna be, I'm not an attorney or anything, but I will let you know that, this is all went through plan review properly. It's an old zoning from the early 2000 that no longer exists for this type of development. This started up a few years ago. It went through the planning process, or the review process, and, so there may be a little bit of a spread on liability all the way across the board. They permitted, they've been inspected, and certificates of occupancy was issued. That is within the city of Hiram. The county does all the permitting and inspections for the city of Hiram.
I know with the building authorities, that they're not required to check setbacks. And that's why we institute as-bills. To me, because I'm in this industry and I want this to be a matter of record, that, it's just as easy to get it that far off as it is a mile with the modern technology that we have today. The other option to these, the buildings would have to be torn down. And I'm just stating that as a matter of fact and telling you, I know you're not in the industry, but our technology today is within a pepper flake. The 8/10 is a long ways that, I do not agree with it. I know that this is a hardship that was self-inflicted. Not by the workers, but who's in charge. Is their job to see that the setbacks are made. I have to do it every day. And I know that you're representing the company, trying to clarify this, but, here we are at the midnight hour, the buildings are built, and, it is a tax base for the city, but, I know that none of us in the room here hold the power to stop this from happening because it happens, but it is a fact that, if we do approve this, it's voted on, that it's not in any way, saying that it's okay.
Understood, sir.
And I'm
Well-
just,
Mr. Chairman, this goes to the, it is easier to ask forgiveness than permission, and that's not what we're doing here as a board.
yes, sir.
And that's a lot of words to say I agree with you.
Well, I just wanted to be on the record that, people don't get wind that this gets out, that this board has approved something that's illegal. And, I mean, they broke the setback laws and they encroached on property that's theirs, but now that it's changed hands, this is something that should not happen. It should have been taken care of, before the buildings were ever built. Typically, as-built, you've dealt with cases like this before, that, as-built are done at the end. But prior to an as-built being done, these buildings were staked with pinpoint accuracy. I can assure you that. I don't know who the surveyor was, but, this would be a liability on them if they had a standard practice of missing the mark. It's one thing to miss it 1/10, but the 8/10, and then we have over 2.5 feet in another situation. That's my 2 cents worth. I just wanted to throw that out there. But we do have a motion on the floor to accept the first one. If somebody would correct me on what lot number that is, sir.
Sure, it's lot
138.
138.
138.
Yes.
All right. The motion on 138, I believe, was to approve.
Yes, sir.
Need a second.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by an uplifted hand.
Aye.
The next application is lot 76. Is that correct?
Lot 66.
66, Chairman.
66.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve lot 66.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by an uplifted hand.
Aye.
The next item of business is
72.
72.
I'll make a motion we approve a variance on lot 72.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by an uplifted hand.
Aye.
All right. Any other business at this time? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.